What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited about today's video because it is actually, this topic is one of the best performing topics, best performing videos on my channel. And I recorded it probably 16, 18 months ago, so I want to bring it back to the surface for some of my newer subscribers. I want to bring it top of mind for you guys that are following along the journey to make sure you guys are continuously taking advantage of this sort of stuff, specifically as we head into Q4. And this topic is going to be, I think, one of the hidden niches, one of the hidden kind of types of products that a lot of people don't even know about, right? And we're talking about the variations that are out of stock. And I know everyone has probably seen a listing, specifically with clothing, apparel, right? A lot of the variational, sorts of listings that we come across where one of the variations is grayed out, right? We can't quite click on it. And a lot of times we just think and assume that it's out of reach, right? We can't sell it. ASIN doesn't exist. However, a lot of those ASINs actually exist. However, they're just simply out of stock. So today we're actually going to be on the hunt for some of those out of stock variations that we can find, stock up on, bring the supply to the market, and be those first ones on the listing to start to rejuvenate some of those ASINs and make a lot of money because there's not going to be any competition, at least in the beginning when we jumpstart the ASIN again. And they're actually super easy to find, and it's going to shock you how many and how large this nuance, this kind of secret sourcing hack, as they like to call it, actually is going to end up being for you guys. All right, so we're going to be in here and keep a product finder, and the main filters that we're going to use are these FBM and FBA filters. And all we're going to do is max out, right? We're going to, so the right space to enter is going to be the max. And we're going to put 0 as the max of FBM and FBA sellers. Now, what we're also going to do, that doesn't actually quantify Amazon as well. So we're going to mark Amazon out of stock. And at the current state, there's actually 1.4 million products, million ASINs, where Amazon's out of stock in, as well as third-party FBM and FBA sellers. Right, so there's 1.3 million ASINs that exist that are currently out of stock. Now, obviously, we want to start to filter out some of those because we don't have time to look through 1.3 million products. We want to filter out some of those that actually have a history of selling when they are in stock. And we're going to bring some of those to market. What we're next going to do, and this is kind of like a little cool trick that we can do, right? We know sales rank is cumulative. We know sales rank is a cumulative metric across the entire listing, meaning the size 8, the size 9, the size 10, 11, 12 of a shoe listing are all contributing to the 15,000 sales rank that it has. Right, the small, medium, large of a grocery product all contribute to the 20,000 sales rank that product has. And so we can use the sales rank filter as a filter, as a vanity metric to make sure the listings that we're sifting through actually are having eyes on them, right? So we're going to filter out the cumulative sales rank of anything over 50,000, right? Because we want to be only focusing on listings. Granted, we can't necessarily qualify the actual ASIN that we're going to buy yet, but we want to qualify the listing of which that are, generating some sort of velocity, right? Because it's worth noting that, granted, we're looking for the size 10 that's out of stock, for example. We want to make sure the listing moves because naturally, if that 10 is in stock, and the 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, etc. are bringing a lot of sales, just the exposure of that 10 is going to generate a lot of sales. So we're going to set a maximum of sales rank 50K in our search, and that's going to narrow us down to 85,000 ASINs, and this is where it starts to get really crazy. 85,000 ASINs that are a part of a highly ranked sales or highly ranked listing that are completely out of stock. Wild. 85,000 ASINs are out of stock, but are a part of a listing that moves pretty well. And so you could start to really see the opportunity that lies here, right? It's a very big market, a very big niche of products that are just looking for attention, that are just looking for sellers like you to simply find them on a site and list them and bring them to market so consumers can buy them. But we're going to actually continue to do some more filtering, right? Because we still don't have time to look through 85,000 products. Here is going to be a kind of a pivot point, right? Where you can approach this a couple different ways. First and foremost, you could add maybe your favorite brand, right? So this is going to be huge for a lot of my clothing shoe guys out there, right? That sell a lot of clothing and shoes, right? So maybe you want to filter on Nike. You can add a Nike brand search. And this is showing that there's 1,700 products that are Nike branded, that are out of stock FBA and FBM. Also, Amazon that are ranked within the 50K threshold, which is wild, right? 1,700 ASINs are a part of a listing that move well but are out of stock. And I'm going to move my mitt here, and we can start to kind of look through these ASINs and qualify them, right? As I start to hover over these products, a lot of them are going to be kind of uninteresting, right? A lot of them are going to be probably years and years of no history, no sales data. But products like these or products like where'd it go? Products like these are actually really interesting, right? Because if I click in here, look at what it's telling us. If we look at the past 3 months, there's a little dot here, a little line here, a little line here, a little line here. What does that actually mean? It means there's people that are bringing this product to market and selling out really quickly. This dot is actually super impactful. It's super meaningful, right? And you may not even see it if you don't know what to look for. This little speck is essentially someone bringing a product, someone listing this particular ASIN, and it's selling out immediately, right? It took probably 2 or 3 hours for someone to set, for this person, AME Supply, to sell out of this product when they listed it, right? If we click back in, we see one seller had probably a couple units, probably 5, 10, 15, 20 units, whatever it is, and they sold out within a couple days. Same seller here, right? 4 different instances, if we simply are looking at just like the past three months, of 4 different instances where someone brought this product to market and they sold out really quick. And so when we talk about validation, that's really all the validation that we need that this product is selling. We don't care that it's part of a listing that sells really well. We don't care that it's out of stock right now. All we care about is we have 4 different instances, 4 different examples of a seller finding this product, bringing this product to market, and it's selling out really quickly. And so something like this is very, very meaningful in terms of like this the potential of this particular ASIN. Now, of course, we can click into it. And sometimes Kiva plays some games with us and doesn't actually let us look at this particular product. But in this case, it looks like we may be in business if we get Seller Amp to load up here. So we have this particular product. We have the large, and we can use Seller Amp's help to kind of find this particular product. It looks like we may be out of stock here. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to find this particular product. We can use the Google feature to see if we can hunt it down. eBay is not going to be a good source for us. Poshmark, Mercari. Yep. So it doesn't look like this particular one we're going to be able to find. And that's going to kind of be the inevitability with some of this stuff is essentially some of it's going to be out of stock for a reason, right? Some of this stuff is just going to be hard to find, right? So what we're really looking for is something like this where it's clearly been in stock recently. I thought it was, at least. But something like this, right? Bang, bang, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A bunch of different scenarios like this of different instances, different occurrences where a seller brought the product to market. They had it listed as sold out. Now, something like this, they listed it for $53, right? And so that's the cool thing with operating with this sort of mentality, this sort of strategy is if you actually can find these sorts of products in stock, you essentially have the authority to dictate whatever price point you want. Now, typically, I operate with the assumption that I'm not going to really price higher than the historical highest price just to make sure that Amazon doesn't come at us for any sort of high, unfair pricing allegations or something like that, right? So if I were able to find this product, I'd probably list it at, $70 even just because someone had listed it there, maybe 68 because it's very apparent that someone listed and sold out at 68. But something that like this is a very, another example of if we were to be able to find this product, we would make a good bit of money being able to find it and list it. Now, again, finding it is the second part of the equation. You're not always going to be able to find these particular products. Sometimes more lucky than others. A lot of times where it's like a common, thread, common colorway like this, it's better and more opportune than others. But something like this, I think the regular buy cost is like $30 on these shorts, right? Where if we're selling it at $70 even, going to be making $20 profit, right? Of course, finding it's a whole nother ball game. But if you look through enough of these, you're going to have success finding them. Here, another good example. bang, bang, bang. Another one right here, $72. Another one right here, $64. Right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different instances in simply the past couple months, the past couple weeks even, where someone found this product, listed it, and sold out really quickly, right? And so we don't really need to over speculate in terms of whether it's going to sell or not. We have the empirical evidence, we have the data right here, we have the evidence just since July 16th that this particular product sells well, and if we can find this product and list it, it's game on from there, right? Something like this, we're probably going to protect ourselves just to make sure, sell at FBM just to be quick. But again, the real strategy is, or the real challenge is going to be finding some of these sorts of products. But again, Kohl's may have it. It's going to be a 4 large tall, so it's probably going to be a more unique size. If you wanted to, right, you can start to look through, some of like the XL, the mediums, the smalls, right, medium, some of the more general sizes, right? This is a medium, probably a decently normal colorway. This is probably a more unique one, but maybe you want to look for some of the normal sizes, right? Maybe some of the more usual colors. But guys, there's 1,700 products here. All of these are certainly not out of stock, right? So there's definitely opportunity there to start to look for and find some of these things and bring them to market, right? And we just kind of attacked Nike specifically. Maybe you're not a fan of Nike. Maybe you're gated in Nike, can't get gated, whatever the case may be. Maybe you want to do Adidas. Same sort of scenario, right? I'll show you Adidas, same sort of speculation, 800 products within the same sort of criteria. So there's plenty of opportunity in Adidas as well. Maybe you say, all right, Garrett, I don't want to deal with clothes, shoes, any of that stuff. It's nonsense. It's caused a lot of headaches, returns. Fine, right? Maybe you want to do beauty. If I just search in the beauty category, there's almost 2,000 products across the entire beauty category. Maybe you want to do grocery. There is 1,900 products across the entire grocery catalog. So this isn't something that's only specific to like the Nike, Adidas shoes, that sort of thing. You can really apply it really anywhere where there's kind of variations that are occurring in that sort of category. So grocery is going to be a really good one. Home and health and household is going to be probably a really good one. Obviously, clothing, shoes, and apparel is going to be a really good one, right? So a lot of like the more generically variation-based categories are going to be super, super good. But again, if we go back to the clothing category, look, there's going to be 32,000 products inside clothing and apparel that are under 50K sales rank and are out of stock, right? We can get even more specific. We can say, okay, I only want to look at the top 25K. Still 23,000 products that meet our criteria. And we can start to really funnel through here and find some cool stuff. And again, just to kind of fine tune or to finalize the thought here as we start to close out, what we're really looking for is we're looking for stuff like this where we can prove and we have evidence of people going out of stock. Right, I'm really gonna avoid stuff where we don't necessarily see any offers like this. Right, this isn't interesting. We have no evidence that if we brought this product to market, if we find it, it's gonna sell. We're looking for the products like this, right, where they just went out of stock. Something like this is actually interesting because it's been in stock for so long and it recently has gone out of stock. So maybe you can argue that there's probably more of a chance to find something like this, as opposed to something like this that hasn't had an offer exist in quite some time. But really, as we're starting to filter through here, guys, we're really looking for the little dots, right? And it's not scientific, it's not super, super, technical, but all these little dots, and of course these are Amazon, so it's a little different, but the dots are super important because it really cognitively tells us that someone listed it, someone sold it, and went out of stock really quickly. And so that's really what we're looking for. This is the data. This is the proof that says, okay, granted, this product is out of stock. This ASIN is out of stock. However, I can list it. I can sell it really quickly, and it's game on from there. Now, a lot of questions I'm going to get is, okay, well, this is all awesome, but like I can't find the ASIN if I can't go to the listing. Awesome, right? All the ASINs are listed in Keep a Product Finder. If we come all the way to the right here, right? So you can find your ASIN, plug this into, add a product in Boxum, in Seller Central, whatever the case may be, and it is game on from there. But that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This historically has been one of the more valuable topics on the channel. So we just wanted to bring it back to the surface. Make sure you guys are continuing to incorporate this into your routine of sourcing. Hope you enjoyed it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next one.